What was it like being a Nigerian American in Inglewood? Because you grew up in Inglewood, right?
A lot of African booty scratches.
That's so messed up.
Immediately
Americans are so evil.
So you have over 1 million views for your song Sexy. It's my personal favorite. Everybody already knows this that follows me already. Do you remember how you were feeling that day? How were you feeling when you made that song? Did you know that it was gonna go viral?
Yeah, I had me and my dog, we was in like, it was homeless and shit basically. And I had wrote the song, and I remember being like, yeah, like, this motherfucker right here gonna hit. Like, I was writing a lot of songs at the time, and I was making a whole list of, like, I was trying to make a tape. I'm like, you know, I was studying TikTok. Like, something gotta do it. And it gotta be something for, like, everybody, literally everybody. So I made that, and I was like, yeah, I don't care what happened. Like,
nowadays in mainstream media, there's like a lot of push on female artists to be like over sexualized. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like that's an issue?
I don't say it's an issue. I feel like it's not something that should be focused on.
So you're okay with being completely naked on film?
If it has if I read the script and I feel like it has like a good story, like Heath Ledger did that Brokeback Mountain, and that was, he had to basically like kiss another guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie have like a deep relationship. I mean, if it's like a good story, like okay, yeah.
Hey.
Everything.
I always wanted to be a gymnast.
Girl,
I couldn't. Why did y'all put me in gymnastics? I wanted to be in gymnastics so bad.
So Kevin Hart's from Philly too. So that was the connection that me and Kev had, but it was dope because I was at the gas station and I saw him. Like, I never talked about the story behind the video. Like, people always ask, like, yo, like, what happened?
Ooh, we get an exclusive over here. So I seen from your Instagram that you're really into Starbucks. Are you trying to get a role with them? Do you want to be in a commercial for Starbucks?
I have actually auditioned for a DoorDash Starbucks commercial, and I was so sad that I did not get it. I'm like, how dare y'all?
Oh, what was it like for you growing up being in Trinidad? Did you grow up in Trinidad?
Yeah, I did actually.
What was it like growing up there?
I had a really nice childhood actually. I climbed a lot of trees, you know, ate a lot of fruits, you know. We had pomsitia trees and mango trees we used to climb as kids, you know. We used to go in the jungle, do a little, not jungle, but, you know, the bushes, I would say, as kids. And, you know, we didn't really have much phones and internet back then. So, you know, back then, of course, we was more outside and playful. And, you know, I miss those times, actually.
Guys, Weeble Beats Bang. Your name. How did you come up with that name? Like, Weeble, where does Weeble come from?
When I played football, I was a running back. I used to kind of like wobble when I run. So my brother used to be in the stand saying, Weeble wobble, Weeble wobble. So I just took off the wobble and ran with the Weeble.
Interesting. How do you deal with negativity that comes in this business? There's a lot of negativity that can come as you grow on social media. There could be people that don't like you. They have not the most greatest things to say. How do you deal with that?
I've just been doing this for so long that I've kind of gotten to a point where I'm not super fazed by other people's opinions, but also because of the music that I make and because of the way I show up in the world, if people have a problem, they don't typically let me know. You know what I mean? Because it's like, how are you coming to me when my music is generally positive? You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
I'm showing up with a self-love message. I'm here with you, rocking with you. You know what I mean? So because of the nature of my music and the nature of who I am, people don't typically come at me.
So, like, how was that for you, taking a break and then coming back in?
A friend kind of pushed me back into it, and I would have to thank her today for it.
What's her name? Shout her out.
Oh, her name's Sherry.
Shout out to Sherry.
But she pushed me to be in a musical and to go audition, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to do this. They wouldn't pick me. And so anyway, I ended up going and I got the lead role, Audrey, in Little Shop of Horrors. And so it went really well. I was blonde back then, believe it or not. So that got me back into it.
So I pulled over at the gas station, and it's crazy because I was on my way to somewhere and I wasn't going to get gas. Like, nah, wait, let me just pull over and get some gas real quick. So I stopped, and my homie went in there to pay for the gas, and he took like a little too long. So I popped my head out the car to see if he was all right. I look and I see somebody putting air in their tire.
What do you do on your days off?
On my days off? No days off.
No days off?
No days
so you
off.
work 24/7? Stop. You have to do
Once
something.
I leave here, I'm going somewhere and I'm hitting the studio later. So
Really?
My old teammate, she was on the bar event, so it was just like double stack bar. She did one of those little backflip things, and then she caught the bar, but she slipped, and her forearm hit on top of the bar, and I saw her stuff come out. And
like you have that trained perfect voice. Like it's a really good sound.
We still learning. Actually, it's crazy you say that because I actually started to really use my full power and like belting stomach voice when in college. Like my choir teacher wasn't playing that like no runs, like cut the runs. We need you to hold your notes and we need you to sing with your stomach, like sing like full out.
Oh, we need to ask like some questions to Milo too. Like
he's gonna answer.
How old is Milo?
So Milo is should be 10 weeks right now.
10 weeks, okay. And what is his breed?
His breed is a Shih Tzu.
He's a Shih Tzu. When did you first find out that you were gonna be a rapper? How did you know? When was that moment that you was like,
I'm gonna be a rapper?
When I realized that sports, I ain't give a fuck about sports, like ever for real. And other just things, school wasn't nothing. I was writing when I was when I was like real young and shit. I was just writing like poetry. And then that just transpired into rapping in middle school and like rapping with my dog and us, going to the bathroom, got a nigga beatboxing, got a little crowd, all type of shit like that.
When I tell you the day that I saw my teammate go down in flames, I said, I said, get somebody else to do it.
Oh my God.
I said, I will not. I said, I will not. I said, I will not.
I probably would retire after that too.
Oh, girl, that's what I said. I said, I'm going to just stick to flipping.
Okay,
I'm going to stick to flipping because I'm straight.
You guys need to please put this girl on a commercial. You need to have authentic lovers of the coffee. How do you feel about the new artists that are coming up today? The new rapper girls like Ice Spice and Megan Thee Stallion. And they're at like the top. Well, Ice Spice is getting there, but they're kind of on their way. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, and this is not even a slight, like I honestly don't listen to a lot of the new stuff. That's why I'm like, uh-oh. And I always tell people like in interviews, this is the question that I'm always like, sorry. And I listen to like the same stuff over and over and over again.
Like behind me, maybe like 30 feet away from me. And I'm like, no, that's not Kevin Hart. And this is what I'm about to say, about to be funny as hell, but then he stood up and he was almost still the same height he was when he was bending down putting the air in the tire. So I'm like, oh shit, that's Kevin Hart.
Now, I want to get into like your love life. How is it juggling a love life and having this type of career? Because you're a busy woman and you travel. Yeah. So does that ever make your partners like kind of agitated with your life?
Well, actually, the good thing about it is, my partner is in the industry as well. He does the same thing I do. So I never really had any difficulties. Actually, since I started music, my partner always been with me through everything. So that was a blessing to me to have.
If you guys want to be a gymnast out there, just keep those things in mind. Be safe.
Your body parts, your
practice.
bones, keep that in there.
Wear some wraps.
Yeah.
Have you ever came across any haters, and how do you deal with the haters?
Yeah, actually, I have. I've dealt with haters. I don't know if it's like related to what I do, but absolutely, I have. So usually it's someone who knew me or used to know me. I'm guessing, I don't know what brings it on or what has brought it on in the past, but the best way for me to deal with anything negative is to just really put on a protective bubble.
So you started doing beats first?
Yeah, I was making beats first, but always like on the low, like to myself, did stuff, but nobody ever heard it. And then when I actually started getting deeper in the beats, and I was messing with people, but I would never really get nothing back. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and rap on my own beats.
Wow. I want to talk about your love life.
My love life.
Just a little bit. Is it hard to balance your love life and do acting, and you never know what kind of role you're gonna get? Does that make some of the people you date insecure?
Well, for me, the love life dating is like, I'm actually making, I'm also making like a dating series on my dating experience in LA. Yeah, so because I've told some friends about my dating experiences, and they're like in disbelief, like that really happened. They're like, I'm surprised you're still trying to date.
If you feel like you posting yourself too much and people getting annoyed, oh well, those are the people you want going. Like the people that's gonna follow you, we want you going anyway. You feel me? So just be yourself, stay true to yourself, and promote yourself for sure. And that's for anybody.
Right. Who's your inspiration? Who inspires you? Did you grow up liking anybody?
Yeah, so I grew up, I listened to a lot of just Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was one of my favorite artists.
Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was a Mike fan.
So we could expect some more pop stuff from you?
Just a fusing of, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Have you ever dealt with like a situation where somebody you're dating doesn't appreciate, like, not appreciate, but they don't really understand your love for music? They kind of like get jealous and think that you don't love them because you're so in love with making music. It seems like you're trying to chase something else.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
It's happened a lot.
Yeah,
that.
Yeah. So I can say, yeah.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think people get like that?
Because it's, you might think you want it before we get involved for real, but then you realize this ain't, this one really what you want. Because I can't
yeah, from the outside looking in, it can be looking like, damn, like this person's life is so cool or whatever. And then when you actually see what that person has to do on a daily basis and how much work they do, it can kind of turn people off or make them feel like this is too much or it's not what they thought, because people be thinking it's just fun. They don't think it's work involved. Like,
they're not feeling motivated to be an actress or an actor. What would you say to those people?
First of all, honey, if you're like, if I can start at acting at 35 years old and like be turning 39 this year and making a whole, I've lived in Houston my entire life and I'm moving to Georgia for the first time later in my life. I mean, if I'm doing that, like, I feel like you guys can do anything.
Okay. She's single now, y'all. If
I've been single,
you guys want to mingle with her,
by choice.
Stay tuned towards the end. You'll have her information. You can slide into her DMs and all that.
Period. But you can be left or right if it's a boring conversation. You're gonna be talking to yourself.
Don't be boring.
Jeanette.
Disclaimer.
Make me laugh.
Tell a joke, y'all.
So then I'm always prepared. I always got something that I can put in somebody's hand that's tangible. So I had a duffel bag of my merch in the car. I always do.
Wow, that's so smart.
And
I need to start doing that myself.
I don't know. So this is the only. I don't like live with regrets, but the only thing I regret was that I didn't take the whole bag out and I just took one hoodie out the bag. I was so hyped to try to get him the hoodie just to give it to him. But then, you know, we ended up having a conversation before the video and after the video too. But what he said in the video is very powerful. It still inspires me today.
You're continuously going viral, and people are reposting you, resharing you constantly. And you kind of got like a little shout out from Krishan Rock, Blueface girlfriend. She like played your song on an interview of hers. So like, you're getting around.
I don't know what that was. I woke up that same morning. I woke up to Kelly Rowland on my shit. I was like, oh, okay. Like, Mama sent me that. I was like, all right, cool. It's just cool.
Hey, you're going crazy out here. You're getting a lot of recognition. You're pretty dope. You're pretty dope.
And I was saying, this interview was going to be really, really dope because I've never been interviewed by an artist before. And, knowing you're an artist, I think you understand how it feels, so that's even more dope, to be honest.
Thank you.
Or you had the whole Gemini thing, too. When I tell girls I'm a Gemini, they're like, hell no. I'm like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, one time I had a date with this girl, and then she's like, okay, yeah, that works, but, what's your sign, by the way? I said Gemini. I was like, oh, we can't hang out. My ex was a Gemini, and that shit didn't work. He crazy.